Hello, guys, gals, and my non-binary pals. Welcome to The Vocal Minority, with Nick and Steve broadcasting live on the Really American Media platform. You all have joined us just in time for our political week in review. Keep in mind, champions, this is all need-to-know news. News you need to know. It's been another wild boar of a week, oink oink. So hop to it, boys. Let's get this dumpster fire under control before we start our weekend.
Trying to read what your pen says. Is it something we need to know? Is it need to know news?
Could be. It says visit LakeTahoe.com.
Oh, very nice. Yeah,
fireworks show coming up.
Yeah, big time in Lake Tahoe, always around the 4th of July, which Steve is a big part of. He's the voice of Lake Tahoe fireworks, ladies and gentlemen.
It's true. I've been doing the fireworks show for like 20 years, but I took over as the official voice guy for it a couple years ago. So
yeah,
come on down.
It's a big deal, damn it. Welcome to the show, everyone. The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve. There we go. I see you piling in the chat now, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. It's a Booyah Friday, and this is Need to Know News time, all right?
That's old school. That's a little radio thing Nick used to do there.
Yeah. Don't you feel like, I mean, it's booyah, dude. This has been a long week.
It has been, and yes, I'm happy that it's Friday, and I'm happy to see everyone coming on in to join the big show, so that's good. If you want to reach out to us directly, which a lot of you have been doing, go to thevocalminority.net. You can email us right there, and we'll probably respond. Decent odds, at least.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay.
Hey, let's hop right into our headline. We got a bunch of stuff going on here. What is this?
Breaking news, Dr. Evil has offered Trump to put sharks on frickin' laser beams attached to their heads in the reflecting pool.
Oh, okay.
And, it's funny. I just did a video for Really American like an hour ago about gaslighting on gas prices and the fact that this war in Iran could restart at any moment. They attacked one of our ships this morning. Well, breaking news like 10 minutes ago, we just bombed Iran. So there you go for your peace deal.
Yeah, I've stopped believing anything about this memorandum or, come on, dude. We're at war, dude. Come on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. Fun stuff.
Continue to be. But we've also got domestic war happening right here, which is our headline story of the day. Let's jump right in.
This is Need to Know News. News you need to know.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news.
Thank you, Mr. Harvey. Texas in the house. Laura King, 1439. We're going to talk about your homeland right now.
Right. Is Lake Tahoe dry yet? No. There's still a lot of water in it. And it still has electricity. Next spring, they're going to lose their power.
Yeah, that's when the AI center goes up, right?
Right, so. Yes. But, yeah. All right, listen, we got a story here that Nick called me about earlier, and I was just like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And that says something. I am consumed by news 24/7 in my life and line of work. So for you to bring up a story that I'm just like, what the hell is that? It's like, that says something about how underreported this is.
To be fair, dude, when I heard about it, I think I just heard about it yesterday, and it had already been a day old by that point, but I hadn't heard anything about it, and it pulled me right in because it's a big deal.
It is. We were talking with Kenny from Really American about it an hour or two ago. He was like, what is this?
So this all takes place in Prairieland, Texas. It's called the Prairieland Nine. Okay, we'll get into, I'm just going to play the news story of this because if you're like us, you might not know anything about it. So I'll let this set it all up, okay?
Please.
A group of protesters received unusually long sentences after the Justice Department accused them of being members of the far-left movement Antifa. The sentences range from 30 to 100 years in prison, longer than the harshest sentence handed down to any of the convicted rioters in the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol in 2021. All of those people have since received pardons or commutations from President Trump. Our justice correspondent, Ali Rogan, has more.
These 9 protesters were arrested after they demonstrated outside a migrant detention facility in Texas last year. During the protest, a police officer was shot in the neck. He survived. Their case is the first to incorporate new guidance from a presidential declaration last year that labels Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization. That's despite the fact that Antifa is a decentralized movement, not a single organization, and that there is no federal charge of domestic terrorism under existing U.S. law. To discuss the implications of this sentencing, I'm joined by Georgetown law professor and former federal prosecutor Paul Butler. Paul, good to see you. Welcome back to the NewsHour.
It's great to be here.
I'd like to ask first about these decades-long sentences that were passed down. The longest was 100 years in prison. Most of the others received sentences of 50 to 70 years. You're familiar with the allegations against these defendants. Are these sentences typical?
All right. Look, I'm going to pause the video here. This is crazy, dude.
30 to 100 years?
Yes.
I mean, literally, there are murders and child touchers that don't get anything near that.
Yes, dude. I mean, yeah, 100%. So what these protests were trying to do, they did this was on July 4th of last year at Prairieland ICE detention facility. And what they were trying to do was a noise demonstration. So they went there to light off fireworks so the detainees in the facility knew that there were people out there fighting for them, right?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
They had bullhorns, they had the fireworks, and so they were a lot of people got called to this protest and knew, like, oh yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Now, she did set up that the guy who got 100 years did shoot a police officer, hit him in the neck. The police officer survived. That was the violence at this whole thing.
Okay. And by the way, just real quick, like, obviously that's not okay.
No.
But 100 years when it wasn't even when he didn't die, like, that seems crazy excessive.
Meanwhile, the ICE official that shot Renee Be Good is sitting in a cushy new job. You know what I mean?
Right.
So not that either are right, but yes, I mean, the stark contrast between what the hell is going on here. So, all right, let's continue this video. This guy will explain a little bit more of this. Okay, here.
No, they're not. The sentences are extremely harsh. They're sentences that are more typical for people who have committed murder or stolen millions of dollars. Compare these defendants to two other sets of defendants. One, they're co-defendants who were accused of the same conduct but pled guilty. They're going to be sentenced next month, and they're looking at around 15 years. We can also think of the 1,500 people who were prosecuted in connection with the attack on the Capitol on January 6, 2021. The most any of those defendants received was 22 years, compared with the 30 to 70 years that these defendants received.
Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche released a statement in which he said, in part, the sentences handed down today make clear that the Antifa terrorists who attack law enforcement and federal facilities will face swift and uncompromising justice, calling them Antifa terrorists.
Ooh. Unbelievable. Okay. So,
I mean, it's literally unbelievable. Have we fact checked any of this? I mean, that's MS now. I know it's real, but I am gobsmacked. No, I have not heard about this.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, they're trying to make an example out of these people, but the implications of all of this are so scary for all of us that are on this channel right now.
Right. And that show up to No Kings protests, or those of us that may show up to an ICE facility like we saw in Portland or New York City or Jersey, any of that.
I mean, think about it this way, dude. If you showed up to Charlie Kirk, where he got shot, to protest that, if you had no idea there was going to be a shooter, if there was one, are you in trouble for murder too because you were protesting the idea of this?
Right. So if I'm hearing this correctly, somebody shot the guy in the neck. Not okay, not cool. 100 years for somebody that didn't die still sounds very excessive. But they're prosecuting some of the other people that were there as well under some sort of an umbrella, like.
Yes. So
like
we'll get in.
You're at the robbery and someone else shoots them. Whoever's with them, they're all guilty of the same crime, kind of thing.
Yes, there is a lot of that going on here. And yeah, you were with you were with Al-Qaeda, basically. So yeah, you're a terrorist organization.
And obviously in a protest, there's going to be all sorts of people around you that you can't possibly control or know what their intentions or motives are.
Yes. I mean, that's scary as shit, dude. I mean, we have the right to protest in this country, but I mean, this really sets an example of like, oh, maybe I won't go. You got to check everything. You got to check every person out that's going to this, and it just doesn't make sense. This is not how the Constitution is written.
Right, and that's why they're doing it, obviously.
Yes.
I mean, we have known for a while, since Trump's first regime, that he's trying to squash protesters, that he wanted them arrested, that he wanted, all of these things. So,
yeah,
holy shit, this is a Trump wet dream come true for him.
There was a CNN piece. I just took half of this, and this will explain some more about some of the other people that received jail sentences, or prison, I should say.
One of the protesters, Benjamin Song, shot at and wounded a police officer who responded to the scene. He was sentenced to the maximum 100 years in prison. But civil liberties experts I spoke with said some of the other convictions blur the line between political activism and domestic terrorism and set a frightening precedent. Because other members of the group, like Autumn Hill and Savannah Batten, had already left the area before the violence began, but were still sentenced to at least 50 years in prison each. A lawyer for Autumn Hill told me,
if you are at a protest and some violence breaks out, you have nothing to do with it. This case says those people out there peacefully protesting absolutely can be prosecuted and convicted.
FBI Director Kash Patel applauded the sentencings, saying acts of violence against our law enforcement partners will not be tolerated, and we continue our work to protect communities across the country from domestic terrorism.
Wow. So
Crazy,
what's
dude.
going to stop some sort of, Proud Boy or somebody that's willing to go take one for the team to show up at any protest and open fire, knowing that, all 500 of you are all going to get prosecuted for this as well?
Great
and
question.
by the way, Meg, what goes around comes around. Like, you can then be prosecuted for this in 2029 or whatever, when you're all protesting President Buttigieg, or,
Completely. Yeah, this
wow.
sets up a really dangerous precedent. Let's take three of the people that were sentenced here. Inez Soto, Elizabeth Soto, and Savannah Batten are their names. They reportedly, these three arrived late, didn't know anything except that it was a protest of this ICE facility, suggesting they were completely caught up in the chaos rather than part of the earlier escalation, and just got there and thought, oh, we're at a protest. Yes, we're
Right.
against ICE and everything else. And then now they're in prison, dude, for decades.
Wow. I mean, this is beyond outrageous. And I have been to multiple protests in the past few years here. To think that I'm held responsible for what somebody else in this crowd of strangers would do.
Yeah.
I mean, this has to get appealed to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I wonder.
There's no way this could stand, even as partisan as they are.
If we are saying that this was carried out by Antifa, who is a domestic terrorism organization, then if you show up, how'd you know about it? I mean, that's what they're playing with.
We have said since the beginning, when Trump designated Antifa, quote unquote, as a domestic terrorist organization, everyone laughed at it. And we were saying, like, don't laugh at this, because that gives them the ability to call any of us that.
Yes.
So now we're all Antifa, and we can all be prosecuted that way, even though it's not a real thing. There is no organization. It's a philosophy. It's not a group. Like, this is exactly what they were trying to do, to be able to paint all of us with that brush. And now this does strike fear in everyone's heart, because how could you possibly show up at a protest now and not have to worry about ever going home again?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if you get invited to a protest, if you don't do, and sometimes even if you do, your due diligence to be like, okay, who am I going out there to support with? And you just show up on a whim, like, oh, no King's protest. Yeah, of course I'm going to go do it. Yeah, I mean, this is what you could be facing. And I want to say that, yes, this has happened in Texas. So this is a time to start getting vocal about this shit, because this really tightens constraints on you even thinking for a second of whether or not you could go protest something in this country.
Right. And that's why I say this has to end up in the Supreme Court. We have a constitutionally protected right to protest. Obviously, if one person does one act of violence in a protest, they can be prosecuted.
Yeah.
The freedom of speech, freedom of right to peaceably assemble. Like, the peaceable part is the key part.
Sure.
So how could people that were being peaceful be prosecuted because someone else wasn't. Again, strangers, not like I showed up with this group of people.
I've already seen MAGA people coming into this and starting to comment, like, you know, they went there with fireworks because, you know, those were access to bombs that they had. And, you know, the people that were there that did not get sentenced somehow, I don't know. I mean, there were more than 9 people there that somehow didn't get sentenced, said, like, it was actually a really beautiful thing with the loud protests because they could hear the detainees inside this ICE facility responding and cheering, like knowing for a moment that, like, hey, you're not forgotten about, dude. We care. We're trying to make a change. And to know that they heard that, like, it's actually a really American, a really beautiful thing.
Oh, it's American to light off fireworks? Yeah, no shit. We're coming up on the 4th of July here. So you telling me every redneck in America can be arrested as part of Antifa if they light off some, sparklers or something? What in the holy hell? This literally might be the most shocking story we've ever covered.
I know. I can't even wrap my mind around it. And the deeper I dived, you guys, into this story and read about who was there, what they were doing, what they were charged with, it's going to blow your mind. So, I mean, it is. It's a big deal to go research this. It's the Prairieland 9, and you'll find all kinds of content on it, but no major... I mean, CNN did a little piece on it. PBS did a little piece on it. And hopefully this is going to start gaining some steam because this needs to be talked about.
Yes. As Dan Steele here is saying, we thought this couldn't happen in the U.S. I mean, no kidding. I mean, literally. There are certain things that I thought even the Trump world could not infringe upon.
Right.
But, I mean, they've been trying left and right, obviously, as we've been covering for the last year and a half here. But this is crazy. I mean, this is not the Jimmy Kimmels and Colberts and those level of celebrities with multi-million dollars to fight lawsuits. Like, this is going after everyday Americans showing up at a protest, which is, of course, our God-fucking-given right in this country. I shouldn't say God-given. It's our constitutionally given right in this country. And, I mean, this can strike people of every freaking level. Yeah. And I mean, these No Kings protests, I mean, all of us have been so proudly showing up to these things and the ICE facilities, the frog suits, all of this stuff. Like, talk about a scary precedent. I mean, truly. I mean, what the fuck is going on? It really feels like, I mean, we always say this is an authoritarian regime, but this is like bringing it right home. This is straight out of, Red Square in Moscow.
Yes, you're right. You're right. And for Kash Patel to get up and say, like, yep, that's exactly what should have happened, and we will continue to go after people, it lets us know he's aware of it, and he could be pushing it forward. You think, oh, this just happened down in Texas. Like, Texas is crazy hard on liberals and stuff like this, but he's the FBI dude. What's going to happen here? Todd Blanche is talking about it. He said, hoorah, this is what should have happened. And don't tell me for 1 second that Trump doesn't know anything about this.
Of course. And yes, if it can happen in Texas, it can happen almost anywhere. Now, maybe a California or a Washington State, maybe they can do something, but good grief, people. There are all sorts of red states in this country that are barely a red state. I live in a goddamn red state as of the last election. It was blue the last 2 times. Now it's red. So, they could change law. I mean, people, this is the kind of story. I know we always say, like, hey, like our content, share it and stuff. Like, personal promotion aside, this is the kind of content that has got to get shared.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to be getting vocal and getting outraged over this. Are they going to come after us now for protesting on Facebook?
Who knows? I mean, that's the thing that we need to be worried about, dude. All of the stuff, what we're doing right now, are they going to come back at us with something major because we're saying fuck Trump, fuck the government, and the way that they're acting right now?
There was a story that came out this week about someone working at a poll. I can't remember what primary it was, but she was a poll worker, but she was also an online, political influencer and activist and all that. And federal agents showed up at the polling place and demanded that she delete her post or delete her account. We have seen other stories of people getting knocks on the front door of, you posted this thing, we're here to talk about your intent and what you meant by this. Like,
right.
So I was kind of joking when I said they could come after us for protesting online, but that's really not a joke because they've already been doing it. We've already seen attempted lawsuits being filed to try to disclose who's behind an anonymous Twitter account or whatnot.
Right.
That happened in the first administration. It's certainly happening right now.
Comment section is lighting up right now, which I appreciate a whole bunch. And you guys are all on the mark. I mean, this is exactly. And when I talk about this story, when I read this story, I physically got chills through my body because I do remember in Trump's first administration, my wife saying like, this is going to happen. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We've still got some, balances and checks here. Like there's still some people that'll hold back on this. And I know she was right, dude. Once again, my wife was right. And I have to apologize to her because, this is crazy, dude.
She's going to play that on a loop for the next, lifetime here. But yeah, I mean, this really does fall under the sort of word. I can't even say sort of. This seems. I mean, unless they're going to start executing us for protesting,
right?
That's about the only way that could get worse.
Yeah,
but this is, I mean, beyond outrageous. So I don't know why this is not headline front page news 24/7 right now.
100 years in a Texas penitentiary. Okay, that's for the guy who shot the cop, but the others have received up to 50 and more. I mean, I might rather die than go to a Texas penitentiary for 50 years knowing that I'm innocent, you know?
No, spot on. And again, I am sure there's some mega idiots out there having a very short-sighted laugh at all of this.
Yeah.
But once you set a legal precedent, unless, there's a Supreme Court to overrule it or laws to pass to be negated, like that is the precedent.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen at the next January 6th or your next just local rally where you're pissed off at, like I said, President Mark Kelly, President Gavin Newsom, like whoever the hell the next president's going to be, what's going to happen to you guys, MAGA, the don't tread on me crowd? This would be the textbook definition of treading on people. I thought conservatives were about individual rights, stay out of my bedroom, don't fringe on the Constitution. Like you're all about the Second Amendment, but you're going to allow them to just bend this part of it over.
Yeah.
Dry hump it.
What are we going to do? There used to be a time, and I remember, we'll go back to a time I remember where you could throw a sandwich at somebody. Remember the guy who threw a sandwich? Like he may face a lot of prison time now.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't able to get the grand jury to indict him, but if they're changing the rules of the game, then that would certainly become much easier. So
I'll tell you what, you guys, please share this story with your friends, and I'll end it on this note. This clip has nothing to do with this actual event right now, but I thought, we do need to talk about it. We all know who Taylor Sheridan is. He did.
Don't get me started on him. Jesus.
Landman. He did
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. Yeah, it's a big one.
That show up. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. But Taylor Sheridan, the cowboy. He was on
cowboy from California, by the way, who now pretends to be a Texan and has all sorts of anti-liberal propaganda shoved into his shows.
Yeah, I loved finding out he was MAGA. There was a time where my wife was like, "Oh man, he's kind of cute." I was like, "No, he's MAGA," and she was like, "Bah." So, but he was on Rogan's show, and again, I hate to give credit to any MAGA, anyone affiliated with MAGA making sense, but Taylor Sheridan, you shut your mouth.
Oh boy,
it's so dangerous what we're seeing. You can like Trump or not like Trump. It doesn't. People are going to like presidents and dislike presidents, but defying the rule of law because he happens to be the head of the federal government and openly defying the federal government, the repercussions of that are going to be, okay, fine, you can't stand this man, you think he's a terrible president, and you're not going to follow his laws, but that's the new normal now. So when a president gets in that you do support, then the other side, because we've established this precedent, they're just not going to follow his laws either.
Thank you.
Right. And now we've eroded the rule of law. And then what happens?
The slippery slope is very dangerous.
Oh, thank you, Bro Rogan.
Jackass. That you helped lubricate. Good grief. All right, everyone go watch Yellowstone again. Taylor Sheridan is 100% correct, and I hope that your average MAGA is going to see it that way. Mm-hmm. That you can't take owning the libs that far because it will boomerang right back into your fucking face one of these days.
It's a pendulum, dude. It's going to swing back to you, and it's going to hurt.
Of course. I do find it somewhat humorous. Everyone's on the right freaking out about democratic socialists starting to take over. Like,
Yeah.
it's your fault. You pulled the pendulum so far to the right that it's going to swing so far to the left that this is what you end up with.
Yes.
And I'm not, I mean, a lot of the democratic socialists out there are just fine with me. Remember, people, a democratic socialist is somebody who believes in socialist philosophies, but only through the democratic process.
That's right.
Meaning you have to vote these things in, not just an authoritarian's going to just do it to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is what happens when the pendulum swings too far. So, wow.
Yeah.
I gotta go. I gotta sign. I can't do it. I don't know what to do. Wow.
Well, all that is going on, dude. Trump is busy kicking off this 250th celebration. I mean, I've got a few clips from what happened as he announced, this 250th fair that all those musicians quit from. Did you see any of it?
My brain's fried right now.
It's so terrible, dude.
Okay, we got to focus and move on. Yes, I've seen some of the debacle of the kickoff to the 250th. Yes.
Well, let's watch the Marine Band, hoorah, playing YMCA for Trump. Okay.
Great.
I know they can help you too. Come on, everybody, let me hear ya. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Yeah. They got everything for your men to enjoy. You can hang.
How far are you going to debase yourselves, Mega? Where you're now all embracing the village people.
Yeah.
Not only is it terrible music, but come on, these sort of homosexual overtones.
Yes, it's a gay anthem, dude. You took the gay anthem. I mean,
right.
It's crazy.
Even his wife, Melania, is like, stop with that dance. It is embarrassing. And the one of the articles I read said that people did flock to the stage to watch that debacle of him dancing, and then as soon as that song was over, they started.
They
leaving.
were out. They really did. I mean, I saw MAGA just trailing out, and there were a few people that asked him, like, "You leaving early?" And they were like, "Yeah, we got to get out of here, dude."
Yes, absolutely. Not only are they embracing the YMCA and the village people, I find it funny the whole UFC fight, like. Let's have a bunch of greased up, oily men just sort of rattle around with each other on the front.
Tiny underwear on.
Oh, okay.
How about Lee Greenwood, dude? This is how the chief and commander was brought to the stage. See if this guy can sing still.
Across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea. Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA. There's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt.
Okay, here we go. Big finish.
God bless the USA.
Wow,
dude.
Wow. He's right. It is a free country, so we're all free to walk away from that kind of thing. Like, listen, I know Lee Greenwood's in his like mid 80s, but come on, man, if you can't even stay like in key.
Yeah, just get another guy to sing it, dude. I mean, anyone can sing it. It's still the song, but
right? Or freaking Milli Vanilli it. I mean, they
Yes.
literally were going to have Milli Vanilli there. Why not just let Lee Greenwood lip sync to his own music? At least he sang it at some point.
yeah, you're
Unlike
right.
the Vanilli Millies.
It's freaking fair, dude. I mean, everything that they're talking about, there's going to be a rodeo, there's just minus a tractor pull. And I mean, it does sound like a state fair.
Right.
So,
oh, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it is, and not in a good way. So,
yeah.
Holy crap. Well, listen, as long as we're just talking about terrible, terrible things.
Hey, dude. Hey, I just thought of something. Why can't the next president, the next Democrat president, classify MAGA as a domestic terror organization?
They can.
Oh, okay. So it does swing both ways.
Right. But there is organization to MAGA. There is a leader. It's the entire Republican Party at this point, anyone who calls themselves a Republican. And Trump is clearly the cult leader and has got a whole, structure underneath him. So you can make a much stronger case that MAGA are domestic terrorists. They also stormed the White House at one point. Like, that would be a pretty big act of domestic terrorism.
Yeah.
So you make a very, very strong case.
Yeah.
Nick Reynolds for president, 2028, everybody.
I don't want the job, but thank you. I appreciate it.
You make a good point here, Richard. Guys, stop saying this seems gay. It's an insult to gays. I understand your point, but let's not pretend like the Village People aren't the gay anthem and heavily embraced by the gay community. Let's not pretend like Cher is not embraced by that community. Nick and I are very pro-gay. My firstborn is gay. My aunt is gay. My cousin is gay. So don't try to rain down on my parade with that. But you understand the point, right?
Yes,
Come on, the Village People, YMCA. Like, come on.
It's okay to say some things are gay when you're not saying they're bad.
Of course. Like Barb here, being gay is not a bad thing. Never did I say being gay is a bad thing. Never did I say that. I'm saying that these are the party of homophobes that are constantly getting caught in the men's room, that are crashing Grindr, that, do anything and everything to admonish gay people.
Right.
Yet, look at all of these things going on, from the Grindr stuff to all of them making the freaking Village People their new national anthem. So let's take it down a notch, okay?
Take it down. Come on.
And this person would vote for you, Nick. So there you go.
Oh, thank you. No more wars. 1, 2, 3. I'll take it. You know what? I'll do the job.
Exactly.
I can't do any worse, right?
No, you can't. I mean, they taught us when we were kids, anyone can be president, and we didn't think they meant anyone, but we've seen now.
They did.
Yes, they did mean anyone. And okay, well, Trump is trampling on the Constitution. And by the way, people, I'd love to spend the whole hour talking about this because that's how disgusting this is, but we do need to keep moving forward. So,
Indeed.
whew, how about this? Trump has looted, I would say stolen, nearly $1 billion from the national parks in our great country.
Yeah, what do you think of that, dude?
This is just part of this whole, like, anytime Trump says, I'll pay for this, paid for by me, I'm going to build this, like, obviously he's lying.
Yeah.
So in March, President Donald Trump claimed that a series of flippant White House renovations costing over $1 million were, quote, paid for by me. But new reporting in The Atlantic has revealed that, in fact, American taxpayers footed the bill in the form of funding pre-approved by Congress that was looted from the already struggling National Park Services. What's more, Trump has diverted a total of nearly $1 billion to cover his D.C. vanity projects, forcing the Park Service to cancel hundreds of badly needed improvements all around the country.
It's unreal, dude. I mean, I don't know that they've ever been needed more than they are now, as far as, the list is long with roads, but also with some of the emergencies when it comes to forest fires and stuff like that. Like, the parks are decimated.
I live in an area with all sorts of, U.S. Forest Service people. I'm friends with some of them, and I can tell you that there are projects that have been postponed or canceled that deal with everything from, like, new restrooms all the way up to, like clear-cutting projects and, controlled burns and getting more infrared systems in place to try to map forest fires, all of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
According to dozens of pages of budgetary documentation, there has been an $854 million or 68% decrease in spending on projects in our national parks for the fiscal year 2026. And this is the reflecting pool, coating these statues in gold. All of these DC vanity projects that I'm going to pay for, or my my billionaire buddies. No, he stole $1 billion from Smokey Bear to do it.
1 billion, dude. And some are saying there's more to this, but yeah, we can lay down $1 billion, or we can, fish it out and say, oh, you actually took $1 billion.
Yes. And that's fiscal year 2026 thus far. The year's not over. I don't know how their fiscal calendar works in DC, but either way, it's a small sampling of what we still have yet to come. Because if we're letting him get away with this, you think he's going to stop?
What in the actual fuck were we doing with Doge, dude? What were we trying to trim down on to save money? And we were like, oh, $30 million is a ton of money here. Like, save this, save these. And then we were cutting programs for kids to eat lunch. We were cutting all kinds of shit that is definitely needed within marginalized communities. But $1 billion, no one shakes their head at that?
Right. No. We're fine cutting aid to starving kids in third world countries, but
yeah.
No, we can throw millions, if not $1 billion or more, at Trump vanity projects, none of which are necessary.
No.
I think a recurring theme with the Trump regime is that everything would have been better off if you had just left it alone.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, the economy was in recovery mode. It was growing. Everything was getting better. If Trump had literally just sat around playing golf every goddamn day for the last year and a half, their entire administration would be significantly better off. They probably would win the midterms if he had just done nothing. Instead, he is such a fucking short-sighted narcissist that works on my gut. My gut told me to evade Iran. Like, to say you shot yourself in the foot would be an understatement. You've shot all of us in the face.
Yes, for sure, dude. It's so sickening, and you're right. It's to gild the horses in gold. I mean, it's for all of this shit that none of us asked for this. This is all stuff he's asking for. Kevin Costner, another guy that you might think, oh, he's a big Yellowstone guy. He came out and made a statement on the parks and them being gutted and why we need their money now more than ever. And he had a lot of good things to say about it. And I don't even have to play the clip, but most people that like to be outdoors, and I'm looking at you, some of you MAGA people who like to hunt responsibly, that like to fish responsibly. This is all stealing everything that you base your life around.
It's very true. It's a great point. I mean, there are many conservatives that are outdoorsmen or campers or hunters or any of that kind of stuff, and lots of national parks in deeply red states, especially in the Western U.S. So yeah, I mean, I just don't understand why there hasn't been a full-on mega revolt, that they don't understand that this whole don't tread on me thing has just been eviscerated.
Yeah.
It turned into, please tread on me, daddy. Give me another one.
And he think, yeah, may I have another? You're right, dude. I don't get it. But yeah, $1 billion. So will we ever see that? No, we won't see that. And what's going to happen to the park systems,
And they just continue to crumble until a Democrat takes over. A Democrat will spend 4 years repairing all of this damage. Half of the country will forget who caused the damage. They're going to be like, we need a change. We're going to vote for a Republican.
There will be a time, dude, and I hope we're still doing this podcast, when a Democrat fixes this and the right comes and says, can you believe that they were putting $1 billion into parks, across the... Yeah, I'm just replacing what you fucking stole, to try and make it somewhat whole again.
God, everything right now, we are trying to get back to where it was before Trump. From Iran, gas prices, federal funding, all of these, programs. Like, can we just put it back to where it was? That should be the new Democratic just running campaign. I will put it back to where it was. We're not progressive anymore. We just want to get back to neutral.
Yeah. Make America great again, dude. I mean, just put it back how it was, please.
Oh, it's freaking disgusting.
What do you think?
What? Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to move on, but go ahead if you got something to say.
No, just a slightly different chapter. You have a unique opportunity tonight, or at least some of your neighbors or friends and colleagues there in the Pacific Northwest. Are you aware of the FIFA match happening tonight in Seattle?
I am, yeah.
Well, you are now officially allowed to bring a pride flag to this event. Newly announced, fans will be allowed to display rainbow and pride flags during tonight's World Cup match in Seattle, despite opposition from both of the teams that are playing there. Since it was announced as a host city, Seattle has been planning for this Friday night's match to do a pride thing. But it's Iran versus Egypt, and both of those countries want nothing to do with it. But guess what? You're in our backyard now, and you're in a proudly blue city.
Yeah.
So, Iran, we're trying to, take our foot off of your throat. So why don't you do us a favor and recognize what country you're in and shut the hell up? If we want to display pride flags, that is our business.
Yeah, I did hear Governor Bob Ferguson said, like, yeah, hey, you're coming here, like this is our city, dude, and we will celebrate Pride.
Exactly.
So,
Oh wait, I thought we were homophobic, Nick. Why am I so excited that Pride flag's gonna be displayed tonight?
yeah, I think we were. It's gonna be a big night. My wife works downtown, so she's been downtown seeing the crowds for some of these games. We've got a lot going on, and she said, like, it has been so much fun to see everybody downtown in Bosnia, like people rolling around the streets, just screaming with pride and having fun and loving our city, and people are talking about loving America. Welcome to a liberal city. Oh, Los Angeles, you're loving that too? Well, welcome to a liberal city. Thank God that we're not sending you to go see in Reno, Like, come on.
Hey, Reno's not that bad, but yeah, some conservative city or whatnot. So
Yes.
I love it because I know it's an international event, but you're in America, and we like to celebrate these things.
Yeah.
And we are proudly pro LGBTQ and all of that stuff. So
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And I know Seattle is going to step up. There's going to be so much rainbow in that place tonight.
Yeah.
It looked like a pack of Skittles. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we'll be watching, and I wondered, like, how did you get some of these tickets to go to these games? I was watching last night, and I saw little kids in the stands, which I love, like little kids in sports, like they love soccer and everything. But I'm like, how are you there? How are you? You're a millionaire. You've got to have so much money.
I thought these tickets were being like given away at this point.
Oh, but they're on the off market selling for thousands of dollars
Really?
and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming these kids have parents. I mean,
I know.
Not a science expert. But
I'm
I
just
think
jealous. That's what it breaks down to. I'm just like, it should have been me.
I gotcha. Well, good luck. You can be proud from afar.
Speaking of something that you might be doing this weekend, Steve, you're a fan of the cinema. You're a fan of the arts in general, aren't you?
I'm a fan of good cinema, yes. So I'm going to see Supergirl this weekend.
Yes. Okay. So here's a little commentary. This took place on the 5, although it does lean towards my nemesis, Jesse Waters. This is what they had to say about Supergirl.
Great.
Jesse, will you be going to see this weekend?
No man will ever see this movie. And most women won't see it. The ones that do, there are just not enough of them to make money from the movie, if you know what I mean. But the whole bisexual thing, I think Greg agrees. Guys don't get into that. Maybe that's cool when you're 18, but when a girl's bisexual, we don't trust her. We don't trust her, and the ones I've met are super weird. So to say you're bisexual, it's not a turn on. It's not a turn on.
Do you think they're just trying to turn you off?
I haven't considered that.
They're not trying to turn you on with Supergirl. And by the way, like, I have heard rumblings that perhaps she is gay or whatever. There's no male love interest in this movie. Like, I'll find out if that's an overt part of this plot or not.
Sure.
But either way, what the fuck is he talking about? Is he claiming he's hanging out at gay bars, surveying bisexual people?
Yeah.
And by the way, like, a lot of people are bisexual. So
yes.
Listen, part of the reason I'm going to see Supergirl this weekend is because there is a whole conservative backlash to it. They've been making fun of her looks. Dean Cain, the worst iteration of Superman ever, commented online about her looks. And there's all this, the first Superman movie from James Gunn that came out a year or so ago, like, it had this whole, Trumpian theme to it about the government overreach, locking people up without due process.
Right.
The fact that Superman is literally an illegal alien who is still here fighting for justice and truth. And, there's a whole thing about where he stops a war between two other countries and all the politicians freak out. And he snaps at one point. It was like, people were going to die. That is all that matters.
Right.
And so, they're, review bombing Supergirl on Rotten Tomatoes and all that stuff. So me and the fam are going to go out and see it this weekend because we would have seen it anyway, but I want to be on opening weekend to help get the ticket sales.
Get the numbers up. Right. Yep.
So I would encourage anyone else out there. I don't care what the reviews are. It'll be an entertaining movie. So get out there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'll await your review. I don't know how it could be terrible. Come on.
Right. Yeah. No. God, these freaking idiots.
Yeah, I know it. Jesse Waters, every time I see him, I just want to die, but I won't.
Listen, Jesse Waters, heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, no one wants to touch you, okay?
No
So
one.
You're safe. You're fine. You're a disgusting
We
human being.
did find out your mother doesn't even want to hug you, dude.
Right.
So that should
I
say
forget
something.
now. Was it Gutfield or Jesse Waters that tricked his now wife into the first ride home?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that story.
Oh, was it Gutfield? I think it was Jesse. Someone will tell me out there. But yeah, he told the story on the 5 about the fact that it was a producer on the show. He let the air out of her tires and then came by in the parking lot like, oh, hey, you need a ride home? Like, I'll give you a ride
What?
home. Like, this is what, kidnappers and
Yeah, this is
rapists
what
do.
rapists do.
Right. So it was one of them, but you know my point. They're
Yeah.
all a bunch of creeps. And Jessica Tarlov deserves some sort of, I don't know, combat pay for being on that show and having to put up with these idiots. So.
She does, man. It's unbelievable that she's been able to hang that long on the 5, but
Right.
she's doing the Lord's work.
Yeah. Oh, here, Richard. I'm gay. I saw Supergirl. Didn't see any gay stuff. So she doesn't overtly announce that she's gay. Like, I mean, I think everyone's just assuming when there's no love interest that, oh, got to be gay.
It's
Not that there's anything wrong with
unbelievable.
that.
It's so crazy, dude. Like, why would you even think about that?
Right. Oh, and here's someone answering my question. Several. It was Jesse. Yeah, it was Jesse that told that story.
Let the air out of her tires, dude.
Yeah.
It's creeps like this that I just think I'm gonna play you a clip from JD Vance because I think JD Vance is a creep too.
Sure. Couch fucker.
Oh, here, this is just a 7-second clip, and then I'll get into the real clip. This shows what a creep JD Vance is. This is the stark contrast of how JD Vance treats Erica Kirk and treats Usha Vance.
Great.
Thanks for joining us today, honey.
Of course. Good to see you.
Wow.
Right?
Never have I patted my love interest on the knee.
Of course not. Good to see you. Good to see you, pal.
Why don't you just pat her on the head? Hey,
That's
champ.
right.
Thanks for coming out tonight.
JD Vance, I've talked a little bit over the last week or so about his book tour. He's had a lot of press going on. And a lot of people on the side of MAGA think, oh, maybe he's going to be our next president. And,
Yeah, good luck.
Steve has always said, like, JD Vance doesn't have the charisma, and we hate to even call Trump's stuff charisma, but he doesn't.
Whatever it is he has, this
Yeah.
Teflon Don thing that no one can understand. Yeah.
But I saw this clip from JD Vance, and anytime JD Vance tries to be funny and it's an ultimate failure, I love it. But I thought in this clip, he makes a widely inappropriate joke where he's, in my opinion, laughing about sexual assault victims.
Great.
You title a chapter, More Money, More Problems. Why does more money sometimes cause more problems?
Well, again, I'm a millennial, and so I believe that's the wisdom of the great Christian theologian P. Diddy.
What?
Who, as we found out over the last couple of years, is very much not a Christian or a theologian. But
Not funny.
see, I'm going to get in trouble for all kinds of things. That'll be one of them. That will be an attack ad at some point in the future.
Yeah, right now. Right now. Like, you can make a joke about P. Diddy there, but you're really laughing at people being sexually assaulted at the end of the day, right?
And it's a shocking lack of self-awareness considering who his boss is.
Yeah.
He could have cited either of them and it would have been just as wildly inappropriate. But
yes,
that's one of those moments where he says it and then you can tell in real time. He's like, "Ooh, probably shouldn't have said that." Like,
Right.
oh, it's funny. P. Diddy. I'm not even disgusted by him being a theologian joke. Like,
right.
Are you fucking stupid to cite P. Diddy right now? And as Tim here is saying, his comments about Nixon is crazy too. Like, did you see that whole thing?
Yeah, I got the clip. You want to play it?
It's because I've got a thought.
Okay.
If Watergate happened tomorrow, it would be like a 12-hour news story. Like the idea that it would have taken down a presidency is crazy.
The vice president making headlines with observations on the Watergate scandal that resulted in Richard Nixon's resignation. Vance did not address the range of crimes that started with a 1972 break-in at Democratic Party headquarters and the cover-up that sent top administration officials to prison and forced Nixon from office at the urging of Republican senators. Vance went further to compare Nixon to President Trump.
If you look at the story of how the deep state took down Richard Nixon, it's not all that different from what the same groups of people, the same institutions tried to do to Donald Trump in the first Trump administration. There is a parallel.
Wow.
It's unreal. Again, so little self-awareness of what he's actually saying.
Right. So let's compare your boss to the historic gold standard of presidential corruption, which Trump is happy now because now he's the gold standard and we know how much he loves gold. But mark this on the calendar. I'm going to say something. J.D. Vance was right in that clip. If Watergate happened right now, it would be a 12-hour news story and done because it is dwarfed by everything else coming out of the Trump regime that is tenfold worse.
Right.
So, yeah, you idiots raised the bar so significantly than the former gold standard of corruption, the thing that everything is named after, this gate, that gate, is now, that would be pretty quaint. You know, because at least Nixon's slush fund came from like private donors, not from taxpayers or for some corrupt DOJ thing. Like breaking into a building compared to murdering people in boats, compared to prosecuting protesters for 100 years, compared to anything that comes out on a daily basis. You're right, JD. Watergate would be a quaint little thing now.
And I do not agree that the deep state took Nixon down. I'm pretty sure Nixon took himself down because he did illegal shit, dude, and that's the same for Trump.
The legal system took him down. The public pressure took him down.
Yes.
And he's lucky he got, freaking pardoned afterwards, or he would have died in jail like maybe we still have a chance of Trump doing someday.
Yeah.
But what a fucking moron. Bringing up Nixon and P. Diddy. I mean, put a leash back on this man because, I mean, he's doing way more harm than good for Trump, which I find humorous. I mean, on one level, let him keep going. Wind him up. Let him talk. Please. Wow.
Love to hear it, dude. I love to hear him, compare his boss to one of the worst things we've seen in politics.
It's just crazy. Speaking of the worst, getting vocal, I feel like we got another example of it working. Alligator Alcatraz, after 1 year in existence, is officially done and over. Now, ICE is not done and over. Other detention centers aren't over, but they held up Alligator Alcatraz as, again, the gold standard of what ICE is doing. And Ron DeSantis just bent over for Trump and opened it up. And by the way, it costs Florida an average of $1 million a day to run that place. So a year later, he's in $400 million.
Had to close
Florida money spent.
Right. Let's let Ron DeSantis tell you why they're closing down Alligator Alcatraz.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says the detention center known as Alligator Alcatraz is closing, claiming that it has, in his words, served its purpose.
Mission accomplished.
It has helped remove many, many dangerous people from the street and get them out of not only the state of Florida, but the United States of America.
In a press conference today, DeSantis said at least 21,000 people were deported through the facility since it opened last year. It was seen as critical to the Trump administration's efforts to remove those here illegally, and the president himself visited last year. But immigration advocates say the center was neither safe nor humane, and detainees described dire living conditions and poor access to lawyers.
Right. Freaking Mark Wayne Mullen, the new head of DHS, the new Kristi Noem, testified yesterday at a oversight meeting, and he was like, I take offense to them saying that we don't provide doctors. Like those people see doctors actually very regularly, and I'm like, they probably see a doctor a lot because of the flagrant abuses that are happening in the place. They're getting sick constantly, not only from the unsanitary conditions of the no showers, the running water and whatnot, but just one example among the tens of thousands of immigrants who have passed through Alligator Alcatraz. This one 55-year-old Cuban immigrant was hospitalized several times during his 6 months in detention because they weren't giving him insulin. or at least not on any kind of regular basis. So yeah, that guy saw a doctor all the time. So you see how good we are?
And we heard a lot about that. Again, these are stories that seem to die. No one's been talking about Alligator Alcatraz because there's a new thing.
Right.
But there's been a lot of shit going on up until from open to close. So, yeah, thankfully it's closed. For the wrong reasons it's closed. It's because it became too expensive to run and it's depleting the budget.
Yeah.
But, I guess sometimes good things happen for bad reasons. So.
Backwards reasons, no, for sure. I also read the other day, there's a bunch of these warehouses that ICE have bought all over the country, and they're starting to sell some of them because the local governments and jurisdictions are not allowing them to use them as prisons. So it's, just like I said, getting vocal, people, whether it's one of these makeshift prisons or an AI data center, like if you stand up and if enough people join us, that is what, not only the right to protest is, but the free market.
Yeah.
Like none of these people want us all pissed off at them. They'll take a little bit of it. They won't take a lot of it, though.
No, getting vocal works, dude. I'm telling you, especially when it's done in masses. So
exactly,
yes, all this show is about. It's time to stand up and get vocal. Hey, Steve, I got another one of your favorite people to bring in another great clip. Just Dan Bongino's an idiot.
Stop saying he's my favorite person. I'm going to believe
I mean your favorite person to hate. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny that his name sounds like John Bon Jovi to me, Dan Bongino. Like I feel like they're cousins, but please.
Yeah, they could be. You've had that theory. This was a little piece he did to try and say, with all this SAVE Act, trying to get ID for voting and stuff like that. Well, he had a parallel to make to that to show Democrats up. Like, you guys are so stupid. You want the same things in other places. Watch this clip.
You need an ID to get into the Obama Presidential Garbage Can Center to take advantage of the local resident discount. Here was PolitiFact yesterday. Marsha Blackburn, senator from Tennessee, said the Obama Presidential Center is requiring photo ID to enter. PolitiFact, well, that's false. And then they go on to verify it, that you do need it if you want to take advantage of the discount. It says it right there. Illinois residents seeking discounted museum tickets must provide a photo ID proving their residency. Why would you need to provide a photo ID? Just give them the Illinois discount if they say so. It is racist proving residency. So just to be clear, you can go in to vote on your word. I'm a U.S. citizen. How do we know? I said so. That's why. But you can't get the local discount at the Obama garbage can until you've proved your residency with an ID.
You're a fucking idiot.
Fucking idiot, man. God, dude, I don't know how these people became so popular spewing this bullshit that you can vote. We've gone over it 100 times. Everyone watching this channel knows that you need to have some sort of proof of citizenship for voter registration.
Right.
But they continue to spew this shit, and there's people all around this country that believe it. Now you're seeing this thing with Trump saying, "Oh, I'm not going to vote on the housing project until we implement the SAVE Act." Well, that's not okay.
No, of course. I mean, what a stupid argument. You don't need an ID to get in. That is true. But, I live in a major tourist area, Lake Tahoe, and most of the stores offer a locals discount. Right. I hate to point this out, but the prices are artificially higher in tourist areas.
Everywhere.
But there's a huge local community up there. So every store offers, most of them anyways, a locals discount. But obviously they want you to prove it. So you just got to show your ID to, because otherwise everyone would go in there and then it defeats the entire purpose. And so for people that live in Chicago that want to go to the library and the presidential center more often or whatever, of course it's a perk to them because they live in that town. So yeah, you'd have to show it. But yes, again, they're trying to compare apples to oranges here. And yeah, I lived in California for 20 years. I had to prove my residency to register to vote, not to show up to vote. Right. That would be like a bar checking your ID at the entrance and then again at the bar. And again, when the waitress brings the drink over and again, like they check you once and now you're good. That's all that's required.
Yeah. You've got, you're in the club, okay?
Right.
How about great comedian Rob Schneider? We love Rob Schneider, don't we?
Sure.
No, of course we don't. I hate Rob Schneider. And
I used to love him back when he was silent on politics. Like
when the only thing Rob Schneider said was, "You can do it." We loved Rob Schneider, but now he is a political talking head that thinks he sways people, and maybe he does.
Well, and he can't get a gig without this mega stuff nowadays. So he may just be one of these mega grifters that knows, like, I can sell out a crowd if I, go this mega shit. Because
possibly
he had fallen out of relevance, to say the least.
Little guy is dressing like he's a member of the Rat Pack and has this little bit of wisdom for people, okay?
The old expression is, if you're not a liberal in your 20s, you're heartless. But if you're still a liberal in your 50s, you're an idiot. I mean that in a general sense. And in an actual sense, somebody has to pay for some of this stuff. And the idea that we can just pass the buck, if somebody's paying this, it is a reallocation of wealth. Someone has to pay for it. So who?
Yeah, well, the Parks Department. That's who. We just take it from the Parks Department.
Gee, I wonder why Rob Schneider's worried about how do you pay for stuff now? I have a hard time paying for things all of a sudden.
Adam Sandler is a good dude, man. Bless his heart, man. But he can't even keep Rob Schneider employed.
Yeah, exactly. He's the only one, and it's out of sympathy and pity.
Right.
Yeah, listen, I know plenty of old guys and old women that are still liberal. So, no. Unfortunately, people like Bill Maher, I feel the older they get, the more conservative they're getting. And I've seen that in some people I know, but it's not a guaranteed, obviously.
Yeah.
And there's no logic to it. Do you really age out of empathy? Do you age out of believing in science, treating people fairly, believing in the Constitution?
Yeah, I think what happens is you're fear-mongered into thinking things are going to happen when they never will. And that's the big problem. And that's why you see some older people going more conservative, because it's a big talking point. You got to save the country now, dude.
Yeah. No, spot on.
So, hey, you guys, before we end the podcast, one more time, Prairieland 9, dude. Yes. Start spreading that story, because it is a really serious thing that's not getting nearly enough coverage, and hopefully some of you in the audience can research it and pass it around.
Yep, absolutely. Sharing this podcast, finding those clips we played, share it wide, because seriously, this needs to become a national headline. It needs to be talked about constantly. It needs to be up there, with the Epstein files and whatnot.
Yeah.
So yeah, and quite frankly, all of the stuff going on Really American. We are independent journalism. We are not part of a corporate entity. We are trying to fight the good fight, and that is only possible because of you guys. So. All of the short form, the long form, all of this stuff, just please, support it all.
Yeah, and see our website, thevocalminority.net. As always, we appreciate the company today in the chat room and hope you guys have a good weekend.
Absolutely.
And that'll do it for another edition of The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve. Thanks for joining us on the Really American Media platform. Check out all our social media, wherever good social media is found. Until next time, you tiny little bastards, good day.
Good day.
And we say bye.